Today we're going to talk about learning styles. This is a really important topic that we often don't think about, but it really changes how we take in and remember information. It's a topic that affects all of us, no matter our age or where we are in life. Everyone learns differently, and understanding this can open up a whole new world of possibilities. From students learning new things, to professionals wanting to get better at their jobs. Learning is something we do all the time throughout our lives. Why do some people find one subject easy and others don't? Have you ever wondered why one topic is a piece of cake for you, while another makes you feel frustrated? The answer might be in how we prefer to take in information, in our main learning style. Each of us has a special way of connecting with knowledge. Understanding this isn't just for psychologists, it goes beyond school and work. It's a powerful tool for students, parents, and teachers that can change how we approach learning. Knowing our style can make a big difference, opening doors to learning that's more effective and meaningful. It can be the difference between feeling frustrated and succeeding, between feeling lost and reaching our full potential. For teachers, it's key to planning lessons, to creating rich learning experiences that connect with all students, respecting what makes each of them special and encouraging them to take part. And at work, knowing how we learn helps us do our best and reach our career goals. It helps us get better at our jobs and work together more effectively, building stronger and more efficient teams. Basically, it's a way to know ourselves better, a tool to understand ourselves better. It affects every part of our lives, from our personal relationships to our career achievements. Today, we'll explore the most famous theories, the ones that have really changed the game in learning. VARK, Kolb's cycle, and Gardner's multiple intelligences. Each of these theories gives us a valuable way to look at how we learn. But we'll also see what current science says, what the latest research tells us. Are these theories as true as they seem? Or are there details and limits we need to keep in mind? Get ready to find out what really works, to tell the difference between what's real and what's made up in the world of learning styles, and how to use it in your daily life, to change how you learn and reach your full potential. Let's get started. What exactly are learning styles? They're the ways each person prefers to take in and understand information. Some learn best by listening, others by seeing, others by writing or doing. It's not about how smart you are, but about the brain's favorite ways to learn. Knowing your style can make learning easier and more effective. For teachers, knowing the different styles in the classroom helps them change up their teaching methods and reach everyone. A varied learning menu keeps students excited and makes education fair for all. This idea is popular because it gives us a simple way to understand a complex process. It helps us understand ourselves and gives us a feeling of being in charge of how we learn. But does having a secret formula really make us better learners? That's why it's important to look at what's true and helpful in this idea. The VARK model is one of the most well-known for classifying learning styles. VARK stands for visual, auditory, read, write, and kinesthetic. Visual learners prefer images, diagrams, and videos to understand ideas. Auditory learners learn best by listening to explanations, discussions, or podcasts. Read-write. Learners enjoy reading texts and taking detailed notes. Kinesthetic learners need to move, try things out, and touch objects to learn. Knowing these preferences can help you change your study methods. But the main point isn't to get stuck in one box, but to use different ways of learning. Good learning uses many ways, not just one. The VARK model is helpful for thinking about what we like, but it shouldn't stop us from trying new things. Learning is more than just a label. Let's look at other ways to learn. David Kolb, a well-known education expert, came up with a really important idea about how we learn. He said that we truly learn by changing our experiences, meaning we actively work with the world around us. It's not just about quietly listening or watching how things are done, but about getting involved in a hands-on way. To explain this, Kolb created a learning cycle with 4 connected steps. The first step is concrete experience, where we jump into an activity or situation. Then, we move to reflective observation, where we take a moment to look at and think about what we've experienced. Next, we get to abstract conceptualization, where we form ideas and theories based on our thoughts. Finally, we enter active experimentation, where we try out our ideas and theories in new situations. First, we get involved in a direct experience, whether it's a hands-on project, a talk, or a challenge. We do, we feel, we try new things, not afraid to make mistakes, because we know that making mistakes is part of learning. Then we think about what happened, looking at our actions and what came from them. And we figure out why it worked or didn't, finding the things that played a part in the result. After that, we draw conclusions, making general ideas from our experience. And we make general rules from that thinking, which will help us in the future. Finally, we try out those ideas in new situations, using what we've learned in new places, starting the cycle again in a never-ending process of learning and getting better. This process isn't a bad cycle, but a continuous spiral, where each turn takes us to a higher level of understanding, living, thinking, making theories, and trying things out in a constant cycle of learning by doing and feeling, using our senses and emotions in the process. It lets us get better with each turn of the cycle, making our skills and knowledge sharper. It's not just about doing things for the sake of doing them, but about doing things with thought and awareness, but about bringing together experience with thinking, mixing practice with theory. Kolb reminds us that learning is active and personal, a special journey for each person. Every experience, no matter how small, is a great chance to grow and get better. So learning becomes an active and life-changing process that shapes us and helps us reach our full potential. Now let's look at another interesting idea about what intelligence is. Gardner, a name that echoes in the world of psychology, completely changed the old idea of intelligence. His new way of thinking challenged long-held beliefs and opened a new path to understanding what people are capable of. He did this with his theory of multiple intelligences, an idea that changed how we see human potential. This theory suggests that intelligence isn't just one single thing. Actually, there isn't just one intelligence, but several, and each one is a different way of processing information and solving problems. Like logical, mathematical, linguistic, spatial, bodily kinesthetic, musical, interpersonal, and intrapersonal. Everyone has a special mix of these intelligences, like a mental fingerprint that makes each of us unique. Logical mathematical is what scientists mostly use. Linguistic is what drives writers. Spatial is what guides architects and pilots. Bodily kinesthetic is what defines athletes and dancers. Musical is what inspires musicians and composers. Interpersonal is the key skill for understanding others, for connecting and working together. And intrapersonal is the basic ability to understand yourself, to think deeply and to grow. This idea recognizes the natural variety of talents and the many ways people learn. It asks us to value skills and abilities that the usual school system often ignores or doesn't appreciate enough. We all have different strengths, and most importantly, we all have the chance to grow and improve them. Intelligence isn't just one measurement, it's not a number that defines us, but a whole world of endless possibilities. Celebrating this variety of intelligences helps us grow not just as individuals, but also as a society, by encouraging acceptance and respect. But what does science really say about these theories of multiple intelligences? Is there strong proof to support them? It's time to look at the available proof and examine the studies that have been done in this area. Even though learning styles are popular, science doesn't really support the idea that teaching in someone's preferred style makes them learn better. The idea of matching, teaching each person in their own style, hasn't been proven by good solid studies. People do have preferences, but those don't promise better results. What's really important is the type of content, like maps for geography or demonstrations for hands-on skills. How well something works depends more on using the right method for the topic than on what label you put on a student. Mixing up what someone likes with what actually works is the biggest mistake. Science suggests we should change how we teach based on the subject, not on these supposed fixed styles. This way, we don't limit what students can do. It's time to rethink how we use these ideas in education. Let's see what the latest evidence tells us. In 2008, Harold Pashler and other psychologists looked at decades of studies on learning styles. Their conclusion was clear. There's no strong proof to support the matching idea. Studies that do support the styles often have problems with how they were done. Focusing on styles can actually hurt learning by creating excuses and making students put in less effort. This idea is popular because it's easy to get, and it feels like it's about each person being special, but that doesn't mean it's true based on science. Also, it's become a big business. Scientists are warning us, just because something is popular doesn't mean it's proven. The best way to teach is to use different methods and to base them on what's being taught. Let's not put labels on students that limit them. The key is to use a variety of ways to teach and to teach how to learn. So, what can teachers do in the classroom? The answer isn't to go back to the old way of teaching, but to use many different teaching methods. Use a mix of approaches. Combine stories, pictures, reading, and hands-on activities in the same lesson. This helps make ideas stick and helps all students. Connect new information to what students already know. You can do this with questions, discussions, or warm-up activities. Teach students how learning really works. Encourage methods like practicing recall, space studying, and explaining things in more detail. Encourage metacognition. That's when students think about their own learning. This way they become independent and good learners. The goal is to help everyone succeed, not put them in boxes. Today, we saw that learning styles, even though they're popular, don't have strong scientific proof. Models like VARK, Kolb, and Gardner teach us to value how different we all are, but they shouldn't be used to put people in boxes. The proof shows that the best method depends on what you're learning and using different ways to teach. It's not about finding a magic answer, but about making learning places that are rich and flexible. Let's value hard work and being able to adjust more than labels. Let's help everyone reach their best with methods that work. Let's celebrate real diversity, not just old ideas. Education should include everyone, be lively, and based on what we know works. Let's keep learning and getting better together. Thanks for joining us, and see you next time.